It's a new year, a new season, and we are underway.
Really dominating fashion here today is going to win.
2, 3, 4 for the final time.
Win number 1 on the season, only just barely.
He is going to win here at the Nazareth Speedway.
Wins the Emerson Electric 100K.
Gonna be Igor Barretto's gonna eke it out.
Cup Series champion is Shane Lake in the number 15.
Welcome to the NOFSRL.
Sweet home Alabama is where the skies are so blue, and it is a beautiful blue sky day here at the Talladega Superspeedway in Talladega, Alabama. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the baddest racetrack in all the NOFSRL. We are live from the Talladega Superspeedway, getting ready to kick off the 10th race of the 2021 season of the NOFSRL Mission Barbecue Cup Series, the Alabama Crimson Tide 499. Good afternoon once again, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Trey Wright, and it's Talladega. There's no further introduction needed. 38 cars line up on the grid for the third Super Speedway stop of the 2021 season. And like I said, it's Talladega. It needs no introduction. And as the Mission Barbecue Cup Series comes off of a relatively quiet Richmond race that was bookended by absolute chaos, that was won by Tristan Allen, who starts on the 8th on the field, I should say, getting in the starting lineup in a couple minutes. But it's Talladega. There's no introduction needed. This is where drivers can gain a lot of things, gain everything, and lose everything. And chaos happens here in just the blink of an eye, in just the duration of a heartbeat. And these drivers' heartbeats are going to be through the roof here as they rumble around here for 38 times. And like I said, the third Super Speedway race of the season. Both of them have been won by rookies. Daniel Georgi won the Daytona 500 back in February, and the man who's starting on the outside pole, Nelson Reeves, in the 7, won the last Super Speedway race at Armory Digital 2 weeks ago. So back on the big tracks here in the Mission Barbecue Cup Series pretty soon. Pretty soon. And the points battle can be shaken up quite a bit here. Take a look out on the top right of your screen. Your points. Madison Tall has opened up a massive lead over Nelson Reeves. 165 points to be exact. Over the driver of the number 7 Coca-Cola Chevrolet. John Andrews, Nelson Reeves' teammate, rounds out the final podium position. Tristan Allen catapulted himself to the points lead with a huge points payday at Richmond last week. And then Braden Perez, once again, another rookie, rounds out the top 5 in points. This and how dominant Madison Tall have been the two biggest storylines of the season. How strong the rookie class has been. A lot of rookies starting up in the front. A couple of rookies starting up front. Got Nelson Reeves and Ryan Durrani starting 2nd and 4th, respectively. And speaking of which, let's get you down to your starting lineup here in just a quick moment. We're going to get the cars off the grid in just a couple of seconds. On the pole in a number 53 for Team Velocitar is Daisy Johnson. 5 bonus points go towards her in the championship. Starting to her outside is the 7 of Nelson Reeves, your last Super Speedway winner in the Mission Barbecue Cup Series. The rest of the starting lineup on the left-hand side of your screen. Row number 2, the 38 of Ryan Durrani starts alongside the 40 of Dustin Davis, his best starting position of the season so far. Row number 3, Bossman for Nelson Reeves and John Andrews. Derek Hamill in the number 91 for his own team starts alongside the 05 of Owen Miles. Row 4, your last winner here in the Mission Barbecue Cup Series, Tristan Allen. He starts alongside the 48 of Juan Rodriguez, looking for his first win at Talladega today. And then in row number 5, 52 of Trey Smith starts alongside the 25 of Nathan Smith, who blew his engine during qualifying, but still was able to keep his 9th place position, making sure all 40 cars roll off the starting grid, and they are. KFC race report at the bottom left-hand side of your screen. Going to be a 38-lap race around the 2.66-mile Talladega Superspeedway. Pit window is 0. There will be no pit stops under green, which should condense the action a bit. And speaking of condensing that action, the big one, the big one probability is extremely high today. Watch out for a lot of accidents and a lot of shenanigans at the Talladega Superspeedway, including the finish, which, as an NR 2003 YouTuber here at the Talladega Superspeedway, I am obligated to say that start-finish line is all the way in, outside the tri-oval towards turn 1. That could pay dividends to who wins the race here today at the Talladega Superspeedway. The reigning winner of this race is number 5 of Cole Sampson, who starts P33 on the field. Watch out for him to potentially do some damage here, but he's got to fend off 40 other drivers if he wants a shot of winning the 10th race of the season. Pace car pulls down the pit lane for the 3rd time this season. These Mission Barbecue Cup Series drivers are about to duke it out on the big tracks, on the super speedways here in 2021. About to enter the Reese's restart zone and get this race underway. Daisy Johnson and Nelson Reeves through the Reese's restart zone, through the gears to go. Ladies and gentlemen, we're racing here at Dega. Lap number 1 is led by the 53 of Daisy Johnson. Already Bouchard around in the front of the field. Tristan Allen, Zachary Davis in the 1. And a handful of other guys are around already under caution here. Ryan Benjamin, Keegan Thompson, Nathan Stapleton involved as well. And already we are under the yellow flag here at the Talladega Superspeedway. Race back to the line between Owen Miles, Nathan Smith, and Fitzy. Daisy Johnson's stuck up on that outside lane. I think Fitzy might win the race back if Jordan Lopez might as well. 3 abreast for about 5 rows deep at the line. I believe Jordan Lopez is going to lead them back to the caution flag here. Early accidents through turns 1 and 2. I saw Daniel Bouchard go around first in the 07, Zachary Davis in the 1. Your last winner, Tristan Allen, was involved as well. Keegan Thompson, yeah, that hood is crinkled up on that 14 Viagra Monte Carlo, so I think we might have our first 2 casualties of the day. Because Tristan Allen teleported back to pit lane, that is typically not a good sign. And Bouchard's bad season continues. Other than winning the pole at Homestead back in February, it has just been horrible run after horrible run for half the Pontiac field. He does have his teammate, where is Logan Williams? Actually running P3 right now, so good solid run for Williams right now to start off the day. Doesn't have any teammate help so far, and looks like we got a couple of guys coming down the pit lane. Fitzy's gonna stay out, Brendan Yodel is gonna stay out, Owen Miles is gonna stay out, Georgia is gonna stay out, John Andrews, Caleb Rose, Cole Sampson, Mitchell Collins, and a couple of guys staying out on the racetrack here, and we have pit stops going underway. I think these guys are just going to try and top off on some octane racing fuel. Going to follow along with Jordan Lopez in the 81. They're taking some Hoosier tires, so... Actually, at least Lopez is. I'm not sure if Lopez had some contact with someone, because he's going to have a fairly slow stop. A couple guys taking tires. Logan Williams and Cameron Garlington went fuel only. I believe the 25 of Nathan Smith did as well. Not sure what the deal is there. I'm sure there's a method to these guys' madness. But quite a few guys stay out on the racetrack. I count 8 race cars that stayed out that are led by Zachary Fitzwater, looking for his 3rd career win. Might get it here at the Talladega Superspeedway, but we got quite a few laps to try and decide that. Under caution here at the Talladega Superspeedway in the 10th race of the season. We saw Daniel Bouchard and last week's winner Tristan Allen get into a little bit of a tussle through 1 and 2. Excuse me. Let's see what happened to bring out the first caution of the afternoon here in the Alabama Crimson Tide 499. Well, looks like we have found the main culprit of this one, ladies and gentlemen. Going 4 wide just after you have completed the first lap of a 38-lap race is not typically the best course of action if you want to stick around and potentially have a shot of winning at the end. You're going to see the 07 of Daniel Bouchard squeeze in with the 15 of Ryan Benjamin and the 97 of Nathan Stapleton. Bouchard's going to shoot up the racetrack. Stapleton tags the 56 of Allen. Allen pinballs in the 1 of Zachary Davis. Josh Williamson gets a little bit of damage in the 98. You see the 20 of Logan Alexander, a little bit of damage. Madison Tull, your points leader, just narrowly avoiding all this. Thompson rear ends the 98 hard. It's all 3 NS racing cars that could have potentially gotten involved in this one. Williamson with a lot of rear end damage in the 98. He's likely going to be out of contention. Thankfully, these guys just stuck to the outside and did not go back into traffic. That could have been close as they were on the verge of wrecking again. You see Landon Smith Jr. in the 88 and the 5 of Cole Sampson getting a little too close for comfort there. But mostly 7 if you count the Williamson contact car incident, with 6 cars majorly involved in this one. And Bouchard, like we said, bad season continues for the 07, and he's looking to rebound after this one. But tough break. We'll get you a couple of onboards and then get you back to the action here at the Talladega Superspeedway. 4 wide typically does not work, and this is how. And got to feel bad for Daniel Bouchard there, not having the season he wanted. Neither is Ryan Benjamin, who started off on kind of a hot streak. In fact, both MWR cars were involved in that accident, just realizing that now. And Tristan Allen, unfortunately, not going to go back-to-back. Not going to have back-to-back visits to Body Armor Victory Lane. The pace car, thankfully, the pace car is ghosted, or else Tristan Allen would have been liquefied there. And then we did see some strategy on the pit lane. Jordan Lopez led them back to the caution flag. That is additional 5 bonus points for leading a lap, but Zachary Fitzwater will lead us back to the green in just a few quick moments here, wrapping up our first caution of the day at the Talladega Superspeedway. We're back here at the Talladega Superspeedway, wrapping up our first caution of the afternoon. Take a look and see who was knocked out from that incident. The 1 of Zachary Davis, the 14 of Keegan Thompson, the 97 of Nathan Stapleton, and are all knocked out. Tristan Allen is currently 2 laps down, but still on the racetrack. 37 cars remain on the racetrack, 36 on the lead lap. Coming back to the green flag, your order is Fitzy, Zachary Fitzwater, Brendan Yodel, Owen Miles, Dano Georgi, and the 46 of John Andrews. Through the gears they go once again. Fitzy leads them back to the green flag, and watch out for Tristan Allen to be a little bit of a problem car. He does have a little bit of damage in his with a track that is as aerodynamically dependent as Talladega. Tristan Allen might be holding up some of these guys, and yep, seeing this already, holding up the 34 of Dano Georgia at the moment. Georgia is going to move down to the inside now. 56 of Allen is holding up the middle line. Have to watch out for a potential logjam here. Now he's holding up the outside of Logan Williams. Logan Williams going to fall back in the pack here. Nelson Reeves in the 7. Going to try and move down the inside and get turned across the racetrack and in the tri-oval. Hard into the wall. And it's another mess on the front straightaway. Landon Smith Jr., the 92 of Braden Perez. Colton Yo in the 0. Nelson Reeves, who's second in points right now. Will Parrish is off the pace for some reason. 48 of Juan Rodriguez, the 42 of Aiden McCrow, your Atlanta winner. And just like that, we are back under the yellow flag from Talladega. Fitzy led them back to the line, and that did not take long for us to get back under the caution flag. And a lot of damage to the side of that 88 gear wrench Monte Carlo. Same with the 0 Rich Energy Dodge of Colton Yo. Landon Smith Jr., like Bouchard, has had a horrible start to the season. Landon Smith Jr.'s bad luck carrying over from the tail end of last season. And Aiden McCrow, he was up there in points, probably not going to be as up there as well. Same thing goes for the 92 of Braden Perez. It looks like everybody's going to stay out on the racetrack. Fitzy is currently your leader. I have no idea what happened to Will Parrish. I don't know if he missed a shift on the start, but I guess that caution really saved him. But nobody that was not involved in the primary incident has come down the pit lane. Zachary Fitzwater has led them to the caution flag. That was a very short-lived green flag run here at the Talladega Superspeedway. Fitzwater is your leader. We're going to take a look and see what happened and bring out the second caution of the afternoon here at the Talladega Superspeedway in the 10th race of the 2021 season of the NOFSRL Mission Barbecue Cup Series. So we saw this live with the 7 of Nelson Reeves trying to get around the 17 of Logan Williams. Is a bit too impatient. See him actually make contact a little bit with the 17's rear bumper and tries to move down to the inside. I think there might have been a bit of spotter miscommunication because Reeves was not clear, gets hooked in the quarter panel by Aiden McCrow, and then pretty much the opposite of what we saw on lap 2, with these guys going down the racetrack, collecting the 0 of Colton Yo, as well as the 88 of Smith Jr. We'll see these guys taking evasive maneuvers. See, Braden Perez also caught up in this as well. Ethan Lewis is going to make slight contact with the 92, I believe. Tyler Reynolds through the infield grass. His teammate, Juan Rodriguez, is going to run right in the 92. And these are all free positions for the guys that were involved in the lap 2 incident. Perez sliding hard into the 0 of Colton Yo, right in between those drivers. Thankfully, that was it. A little bit of a close call there between the 48 and the 98. But pretty simple incident here at the Talladega Superspeedway, and I think that just comes down to spotter miscommunication between Nelson Reeves and his spotter. So, not entirely sure what else to call that there, but unfortunately, that's going to take a couple more guys out of contention to win this race. One final look following along with Nelson Reeves in the 7. Just a mix between spotter miscommunication and impatience. Takes quite a few guys out of contention to win this one. And that happened at a very odd place on the track. You don't typically see a lot of tri-oval accidents at Speedway Physics Talladega, but nonetheless we saw one there. And that quickly put us back under the caution flag. Almost had a little bit of a dust up there on the cooldown lap. But Zachary Fitzwater led them back to the caution flag. Gonna get this mess cleaned up in the tri-oval, and then we're gonna quickly get you back to the action here at the Talladega Superspeedway. A couple of quick cautions to open the first 10 laps of the Alabama Crimson Tide 499. We're back here at the Talladega Superspeedway, wrapping up our second caution of the afternoon. Landon Smith Jr. was the only casualty from that accident. He joins Nathan Stapleton, Keegan Thompson, and the one of Zachary Davis in the garage. Tristan Allen is still 2 laps down. 35 cars remain on the lead lap, 36 on the racetrack itself. Your top 5 coming back to the restart is pretty much the same as it was 2 laps ago. It is Zachary Fitzwater, the 26 of Brendan Yodel, the 05 of Owen Miles, the 5 of Cole Sampson, your defending winner here at Talladega, and the 78 of Mitchell Collins, who jumps right up to the outside. We are back under the green flag here at the Talladega Superspeedway. And Tristan Allen might act as a little bit of a lap car once again, or a pick car once again. You can see he is holding up that inside line of Owen Miles and the 32 of Caleb Rose. And Fitzwater has checked out so far. Doesn't want to get too far out, as now Brendan Yodel moves underneath the 9 of Fitzwater. The 5 of Cole Sampson going to try and help out his bow tie teammate on the middle line. Moves up just a little bit. To the inside of him is a 78 of Collins, and Allen is now holding up the middle line, holding up Lopez, and actually a line of rookies, Lopez and both American Motorsports cars, and 3 wide for the race lead between Fitzy, Collins, and Yodel at the stripe. Yodel is just going to barely edge those guys out. 13 down of the scheduled 38. Now Fitzwater is going to fall back on the outside, has 0 drafting help, and bye-bye Mr. Australia, bye-bye Mr. NR 2003. For now, he will shift back to the tail end of this draft here as the 32 of Caleb Rose tries to move past the 78 of Collins. Now here comes your pole sitter to the inside of Rose is Daisy Johnson in the 53. Help from Noah Clifton and the 20 of Logan Alexander as the pack thunders along our longest green flag run of the day so far. Clifton moves to the inside of Johnson, trying to get a lap led, and appears that he is. Clifton will lead his first lap of the day. And 4 wide in the back, contact between Trey Smith and the 5 of Cole Sampson. And they were pinballing a little bit in the back. That got very dicey and could have ended very, very poorly. Now a bit of a 3-car breakaway, and just as I say that, Logan Alexander moves to the inside of his teammate. Help from his bow tie teammate of John Andrews. Chevrolets 1, 2, 3, 4 in the field so far. A pair of Toyotas behind them, and 4 wide in the back of this pack. They figure it out for now. These guys are getting really antsy real quick. We could see an accident soon. Watch out for this group behind here with Yodel, Owen Miles. Oh man, Caleb Rose really crowding the 26 of Yodel up the outside I should say, as Andrews goes to the point in the 46. Nathan Smith moves down low. Help from the 17 of Logan Williams. Could go 4 wide back in here. Contact. Oh, Noah Clifton and Riley Sampson. This is going to be big, and it is. Back up the racetrack. Goes to 16. Clifton for the 2nd week in a row. Upside down, and a Titanic shot. The 52 of Trey Smith. Barrel rolling. Pirouetting. Over and over goes the 52. And it is a junkyard through 3 and 4. Clifton, Parrish, Georgi, Tyler Reynolds, Derek Hamill, the 20 of Logan Alexander destroyed, Caleb Rose, Charlie Davenport came flying in through there, Ethan Lewis, Georgi we mentioned, Fitzy was involved, Juan Rodriguez in the 48. I think it's safe to say that that was the big one right there and right then. Jordan Lopez destroyed as well. And that with the cross flags being this time, actually no, not even this time by, in 2 laps, I'd gauge about half the field has been taken out before we even reach halfway. This has been quite a race so far. Oh my goodness. Don't even know who led them back to the stripe. That was a 17 of Logan Williams who led them back to the stripe, and I count a good maybe 20 or so cars left on the racetrack. Owen Miles was involved. Brennan Wilmington was a car to go around. So was the 24 of Riley Sampson, who kind of instigated that incident. And what this wreck does is it really benefits guys like Daniel Bouchard and Nelson Reeves, who got caught up in the earlier accidents, because, oh my god, that is going to take out quite a few really good race cars. That is a good 20 or so cars left in this field, and God knows how many are actually competitive. But Logan Williams led them back to the caution flag, and Yosis Medea, we've got to take quite a few looks at this. Trey Smith went pirouetting on the apron. Same with the 16 of Noah Clifton, who for the second week in a row goes for a wild ride. Logan Williams leads them back to the stripe. Led them back to the stripe. He is your leader under the caution flag. Next time by will be the cross flag's point. Let's take a look and see what happened to bring out the third caution of the afternoon already here in what has been a very, very chaotic Alabama Crimson Tide 499 from the Talladega Superspeedway. So the common theme in all three accidents so far have been drivers just simply going forward wide and risking it too much. And it gets a little too close for comfort here between the 24 of Riley Sampson and the 16 of Clifton. I don't know why Sampson, I think he was just trying to side draft the crap out of Clifton. But unfortunately, those two make contact. Ryan Durrani, no, it's just going to be Clifton sending the 24 down to the apron right as they're about to enter turns 3 and 4. And you know when cars do that, it's going to be a huge mess. Clifton is going to move back up the racetrack, shoot into the quarter panel of Brennan Wilmington. Wilmington just gets tagged right in the path of the 20 of Logan Alexander. Nowhere for Alexander to go. Hits the outside wall, contact with the 52 of Trey Smith, and goes upside down for the second week in a row. He has a wild ride at least. Fitzy makes hard contact with the outside wall. We got to see this shot that Trey Smith takes. See Fitzy, Caleb Rose. Owen Miles gets sideswiped by Dano Georgi there. And now I think a couple of guys got, whatever it's called, split up by Tristan Allen. And you're going to see, watch this 66 go right into the driver's side door of Trey Smith. T-bones the car hard. It was so hard that the 66 of Davenport goes upside, not upside down, but all four Hoosier tires leave the ground. And Trey Smith is just along for the ride in the 52. You're going to see the 16 of Clifton barrel rolling down the banking. Fitzy, Will Parrish, Jordan Lopez, Derek Hamill, the 48 of Juan Rodriguez. And then back up in here, the 19 of Tyler Reynolds was involved with Dano Georgi. And upside down goes the 52 of Trey Smith, still continuing to barrel roll. And it is an absolute junkyard through 3 and 4. Mitchell Collins caught up in this as well. That's not going to help him the points. The 52 of Smith still rolling, pirouetting on his nose. Doing quite a few flips in the 52. Now I believe he's going to come back to rest. No, I think he's just going to do one more flip here and then come back to rest on all four Hoosier tires. Thank goodness. To say we have to take quite a few onboards with this one is a massive understatement. We're going to have to take at least 4 or 5 onboards with this one, and a couple of alternate looks, because this was wild, ladies and gentlemen. This was probably the biggest crash of the season so far. Oh my goodness. Simple 4 wide can lead to not so simple accidents. You're going to see the 16 Noah Clifton shoot back up the racetrack. Barrel rolls through 3 and 4, and then Trey Smith is going to take the wildest ride of them all. A huge shot from Charlie Davenport, and barrel rolling several different times, pirouetting end over end, goes to 52 and thankfully lands on all 4 Hoosier tires. I think it's safe to say at least 10 or so drivers are going to be taken out from this one. That wasn't just the big one, that was the huge one. And we said big one probability was pretty high, but we had no idea it was going to be that huge. Logan Williams led them back to the caution flag, and they call it Talladega for a reason. Yes, it's Medea. A lot of cleanup in this accident, but we're going to get you back to the restart here. Just past the halfway point, and is what has been a very, very chaotic Alabama Crimson Tide 499 from the Talladega Superspeedway. Well, this is Talladega, as I like to say, and given the amount of cars that just DNF'd in the huge one, I think it's safe to say we know why they call it Talladega. Take a look and see all of the drivers that were knocked out. Juan Rodriguez in the 48. Will Parrish in the 02, Hamill in the 91, Davenport in the 66, Ethan Lewis, Caleb Rose, Jordan Lopez, Zachary Fitzwater, Trey Smith, and Noah Clifton, unsurprisingly. Logan Alexander, the 19 of Tyler Reynolds, the 78 of Mitchell Collins, 24 of Riley Sampson, and the 62 of Brennan Wilmington, all knocked out. 21 cars remain on the racetrack, 18 on the lead lap, and I'd say about 5 or 6 maybe in contention to win this race. Logan Williams leads them back to the green flag with Trey Smith, Nathan Smith, excuse me, Daisy Johnson, John Andrews, and the 38 of Ryan Durrani. Your top 5 coming back to the restart. The 17 of Williams and the 25 of Nathan Smith are going to try and boot Scoot and Boogie and try and just get this race over with. It's been a wild one here from the Talladega Superspeedway, and with the amount of lap down cars that we've got left to deal with, it's going to be even worse as they go 4 wide once again there for a split second, but they keep it together for now. Nathan Smith and Logan Williams, your top 2, doing a little bit of tandem drafting here at the Talladega Superspeedway. Always fun to see that. Ryan Durrani stuck behind the lap car of Cameron Garlington. I don't think Garlington is that slow. I think he just got caught a lap down. I believe he may have been involved in the second accident about 10 laps ago, but Durrani's going to move down to the inside of the 28. He's going to try and get a draft off the 25 of Nathan Smith, and is going to do so. Going to try and move down the inside, thinks better of it, sticks with the draft of Nathan Smith. Behind them, Brendan Yodel in the 26, the 40 of Dustin Davis, the 34 of Dano Georgia. Actually, Georgia, he's on the lead lap, I believe. No, Dano Georgia is a lap down. Still top 20 though, so not the worst case scenario for Dano Georgia. But Madison Tall, P7 right now. You cannot kill this woman as she thunders down the Alabama gang super stretch. Madison Tall is definitely going to elongate her points lead after this one. We're now seeing a bit of a 5-car train going down the front straightaway, entering the tri-oval. Just as I say that, Durrani pokes high, thinks better of it, decides to stay in line. And about 60% of these guys in this top pack, as Yodel moves down to the inside of Durrani, have not visited Body Armor Victory Lane. Those drivers are Brendan Yodel, Dustin Davis, and Ryan Durrani, the rookie in the 38. Nathan Smith has 2 wins under his belt in the Mission Barbecue Cup Series, being at Atlanta and Charlotte last season. And Logan Williams has one win under his belt, the infamous Badlands race last season, which was probably the worst race that will ever be run in the Mission Barbecue Cup Series. This has been a crazy race so far. This has been kind of a stupid race, depending on who you ask right now. So who knows, Logan Williams might come out on top. He's doing a pretty good job, and he might be in the catbird seat to win this thing, because once these guys get single file like this, when there's been a bunch of cars that have been knocked out, passing is very hard to do. So passing is very hard, especially when you get up to the lead. The clean air that leader gets when there's just a single file line or just a small pack like this, it is uncontested here at the Talladega Superspeedway, and Logan Williams is experiencing that now. We're gonna have to deal with lap traffic here as we close in on 10 laps to go Braden Perez very slow on the racetrack. Same with Josh Williamson, Colton Yo, and last week's winner of Tristan Allen, the 56, who currently resides in the 21st position. Not good, but not terrible for Allen. Not the way he would like to have the race after his first win. Kind of the first win hangover, as no one says really, as Durrani is taken second away from Nathan Smith. Is currently a very diverse field up in the front manufacturer-wise. Half the Pontiac field is in the lead. 38 of Ryan Durrani is rocking the Blue Oval Brigade, and the bow tie is being represented by the 25 of Nathan Smith. And then how about this guy running P4 at the moment right now? Eric Monaco, in the 75-year Auto Club winner back in March. Ever since that win, or other than that win really, his season has been the equivalent of a wet dog turd. As he moves up to third, Durrani is going to get posted to the back. Side drafted by the 26 of Brendan Yoda, who is rocking a Dodge right now. Very, very diverse front of the field. In fact, I believe all 5 manufacturers are being represented in this lead pack that is led by the Pontiac of Logan Williams, who is the most minority manufacturer in the field so far. But Dodge, Brendan Yoda representing the Dodge field, a third of that field, and Ryan Durrani representing 1/5 of the Ford field. Here, up inside the top 6, Cameron Garlington unfortunately being a lap down. With 11 laps to go in the Alabama Crimson Tide 499, Nathan Smith gets moved up to the outside lane. That's going to allow the 75 of Monaco to move to second. And just as I say that, he's going to transition up to the outside. Gets blocked by Logan Williams. It's going to allow the 26 of Yodel to be shot through the middle as Davis tries to get down to the inside of that KFC Dodge. Does so. And Monaco will be hung out to dry as these guys thunder around to 10 laps to go in the Alabama Crimson Tide 499. And I see Braden Perez just crossing the start-finish line there in the 92. So the three-dimensional chess game that happens at over 200 miles an hour is about to commence. This guy who holds the fastest lap time is the 75 of Eric Monaco, in contention to get those 5 bonus points for having the fastest lap time. And now these guys quickly catching Braden Perez. Perez is gonna hold up the middle, and everybody gets through the 92, or the 92 gets through everybody, I should say, nice and cleanly. Now we see a bit of a single file line. Top 6 cars now in the correct order, as Garlington has moved back behind these guys, trying to take advantage of these guys potentially getting together with 8 laps to go from Talladega. 9 to go, excuse me. Still Logan Williams, who has led every single lap of our longest green flag run of the day, as I thunder down the Alabama Gang super stretch with 9 laps to go here from Talladega. Next couple of cars on the chopping block to be lapped are the 56, the 0, and the 98. And then back up, and here Perez is going to be lapped by this second pack, led by Daisy Johnson, the 53. Behind her, 3 wide between Owen Miles, John Andrews, and Madison Tall. Tall, Andrews, and Nelson Reeves are going to have pretty good points days coming out of Talladega. Actually, I believe the 7 might be a lap down. Nope, Nelson Reeves currently in 12th right now. He's going to move up a couple of positions, so pretty good rebound for Nelson Reeves, given that he started that second accident, and he has to move out of the way really quick to avoid the slow car of Braden Perez, who has no drafting help. And now battle for the lead. It is not an NOFSRL sanctioned race without us missing a pass for the lead, and we just missed a crucial one. Eric Monaco goes to the point in the 75 for now for Otter Island Motorsports, and Nathan Smith moves down the inside, help from his Chevrolet teammate of Dustin Davis. The Bow Ties are the only team that have multiple cars in this lead pack. Nathan Smith will lead his first lap of the day. That's 5 bonus points going towards the champion. Going to the points here to Nathan Smith in the 25. I'm not sure what happened to Logan Williams. I don't believe they ran up on lap traffic, so I think Monaco must have gotten a huge run on the 17 of Williams. Williams back to the inside, looking to potentially take this lead back away. But we saw what happened with him leading all those laps. And it is very hard for these guys to get around this leader when it's clean air like this. 4 wide for third behind them. Monaco gets booted back to the end of this line. Brendan Yodel is on his way there as 17 of Logan Williams moves to the inside of Nathan Smith. Is he going to be able to complete the pass? I believe he is. Davis is going to follow suit here with just a couple of laps remaining here from the Talladega Superspeedway. And just like that, Logan Williams is back out to the race lead here. These guys are steadily catching this lap trio of Allen, Yo, and Williamson. And these guys are still racing for positions. Actually, no, the 0 and the 98 are on the tail end of the lead lap at the moment, and they are going to be caught really quick here with 5 laps to go from the Talladega Superspeedway for Logan Williams in the 17. Durrani behind him. Monaco in the 75 is third. Yodel is fourth, and a battle for fifth commences with the 25 of Nathan Smith coming out on top of Dustin Davis. I believe any car in this 6-car pack can still win this race with 5 laps remaining, 4.5 to go. Durrani tried to get a quarter panel over the 17 of Williams. No such luck there. We'll have to try and reassess. I say, oh yeah, they are going to catch this lap trio this lap for sure. 4 to go when they cross the stripe for Logan Williams. And now this is where things get hairy. Now it's 3 lap cars you have to deal with. Logan Williams moves high. Is going to quickly get around the 56 of Allen. Let's see if he's able to get around Williamson. And yo, he's not. These guys are fighting to stay on the lead lap, and this is going to condense this pack quite a bit. 17 of Williams is stuck high. Here comes Yodel on the low side. Now Yodel gets blocked by Williamson on the low side as the 0 of Yo blocks Durrani through the middle, and the 56 of Allen blocks the 25 of Nathan Smith high. And bye-bye goes the 17 of Logan Williams, but that is both a blessing and a curse, because that 17 Pontiac is going to be a sitting duck when these guys come around with 3 laps to go here from the Talladega Superspeedway. Still being held up by Williamson. Now they're able to get around the stricken 98. Yo and Allen come out the other side. And now Monaco is going to have a huge run on the 17 of Williams. Oh yeah, these guys are chugging down the Alabama Gang Superstretch. Williams is an absolute sitting duck. Braden Perez might be too far for these guys to lap again. But who honestly knows here, coming around to 2 laps to go. A huge run coming from the 75 of Monaco. Now Monaco moves to the inside. Help from the 28 of Garlington. Logan Williams has no help on the outside. Popsicle 6 in the air. 2 to go for the 75 of Eric Monaco. Looking for his 2nd win of the season for Otter Island Motorsports. 28 of Cameron Garlington is a lap down car, but he's going to try and help his Chevrolet teammates with a lap and a half remaining in the Alabama Crimson Tide. 499 from Talladega. Now he moves low as a little bit of a human shield for his Chevrolet teammate Dustin Davis. Davis moved to the inside. 3 wide battle for the race lead between Davis and Monaco. The lap down car of Garlington is just along for the ride. The 3 and 4 for the second to final time. Dustin Davis 4 wide behind them. A little bit of a close call there. They're able to keep it together for now. Who knows what they will do when they come back to the stripe. White flag in the air for Dustin Davis. One more time, the Talladega Superspeedway. That got too close for comfort there between the 25 of Nathan Smith and the 38 of Durrani. And now Brendan Yodel in position to potentially steal this one. And now they're going to catch up to Perez. This is going to be dicey here, entering 3 and 4. What does Yodel do when he catches up to Perez? Oh, contact is made! And Dustin Davis gets turned to the outside wall! The 92 of Perez just LePaged the field. And now here comes the 17 of Logan Williams. It's going to be a duel to the line. Yellow is out. And I think Logan Williams is going to have it at the stripe. Logan Williams wins a wacky one at Talladega. Holy moly. And Dustin Davis, who had a strong run going, potentially a top 5 finish, is not going to have a top 5 finish, but Logan Williams wins here at the Talladega Superspeedway. Durrani got second, Yodel third at the line. I think he'll take it given the crap he's been through in the last couple of weeks. Nathan Smith fourth, another one of those guys that are like, we take those. And then rounding out the top 5 is Eric Monaco, another guy that has come across tough luck. And Dustin Davis, he is going to get 15th, so a top 15 finish. I think he'll take it given that he just got LePage there by the 92 of Braden Perez. And I don't think Brendan Yodel's going to be happy with Perez either. But the 17 of Logan Williams gets it done here from the Talladega Superspeedway. He is your official winner at Talladega in the Alabama Crimson Tide 499. Oh my goodness, take a look and see where your rider finished. Ryan Durrani came oh so close, but Durrani is going to have a pretty good points day after this. Brendan Yodel finishes third, Nathan Smith fourth, Eric Monaco rounds out the top 5, Andrews Tall is going to have another points payday. Cole Sampson, your defending winner coming into this race, finishes a respectable 8th, 9 is Nelson Reeves, and rounding out the top 10 is your pole sitter, Daisy Johnson. Take a look and see who was knocked out from this race. Virtually half the field was involved in accidents. And that was an ugly race. And Dustin Davis blew a clutch in that incident. We're going to take a look and see what happened to Dustin Davis on that final lap. But that was an ugly race, ladies and gentlemen. There is no other way to slice it. But Logan Williams... His other race, that's his second race win. His first win last season came at the Badlands. We all know how that happened. So I guess Logan Williams is like the Ryan Blaney of this race, of this series. Just cannot win unless it is an absolute chaos and exciting finish. Williams is able to get it done here at the Talladega Superspeedway. And thankfully, we are not off for super speedways for long. In about 3 weeks, we're live from the Ricky Raceway on May. It will be May 15th, I believe. So, Ricky, but we have too many super speedways in this season, I should say. But next week should be a little bit of a more mellow race. We go to the heartland of the United States, Kansas Speedway. The first time we are venturing out there to Topeka. Going to be the Ironman 400 from the Kansas Speedway. Should be a fun one. Should not be, whatever you want to call this race. But that is going to be in a week. But this is now. Points are going to be on your screen in just one moment. But that was indeed a race. That was quintessential NR 2003 Talladega right there. But just, my goodness, what a race that was. Once again, congratulations to Logan Williams on winning the Alabama Crimson Tide 499. That's a wrap here from Talladega. Tune in next week from the Kansas Speedway for the Ironman 400. Should be a relatively calmer race than this one. But that is it here from the Talladega Superspeedway. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night, ladies and gentlemen. Here are your points after 10 races. And from the Talladega Superspeedway, this has been NASCAR Nerd 34, signing off.